All right, you guys, we're back up in this piece. I appreciate you guys for being patient with me. This is your boy, Say One's History. Like I always say, man, you're watching the male's perspective. Please make sure that you tap in, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way, you guys are updated for all cool new content that's coming in. Like I was saying before, this one is for the men and women. I really want to get your opinion on this. I thought this was interesting. And I think, in particularly, I think the women are going to have something to say about this video that we're about to review because it gets heated. It gets pretty freaking heated. Now, the title of the video is actually saying it's titled "Women Says Only 36% of Men Deserve Submission." Now, this has like over 4,700 likes. It just got put up, so I can only imagine it's going to go viral. It's coming from the Lapeef Network here. I want to go into this, and I really want to get your opinion on this one, you guys. So tap in. Let me know what you think about this one. I'm not going to hold you up any longer than we need to. Let me just go ahead and line this up, and we're going to get it going, you guys.
So
So, yeah, like she said, or what she said. But with that being said, let's get into it, you guys. Let's roll.
okay, I own businesses. I have goals and dreams that I'm trying to achieve, right? And so I have a 10-year plan, right? And if I'm, 7 years into this plan and I got 3 years left and I can see literally the light at the end of the tunnel and I have a couple things to accomplish with this goal that I'm trying to achieve and I'm traveling the world and my business is growing, right? Is there room for me to say, hey, you're not making as much at your job as you could if I brought you into my business as, an executive?
No, no.
Like,
Off top,
is
no. No, I'm not being brought in as an executive. I'm sorry, you guys, for cutting this off already, but hell no. And the reason why, and I don't know about women from overseas, and I'll make this quick, you guys, but for whatever reason, for women that are in the States, when they gain power over the man, when I say like power, I mean like a power dynamic shift, like a power struggle. I'm not saying like you're telling me what to do, but what I am saying is when there's a power dynamic switch, men don't really power trip. But when women tend to have more power than the men, they get disgusted with men. It's just in their nature. Now, are there um exceptions to the rule? Absolutely. Absolutely there's exceptions to the rules. But the majority of women, when they tend to have more power over the man, meaning they're making more money, or there's a power dynamic where she may have a house or something like that and you're living in it, she's always going to use that card versus the majority of men. We don't do that because we're naturally here to serve. We're naturally supposed to be in charge. So we don't power trip over that, uh, over things like that much. So, in my opinion, I would say no, hell no. Don't put yourself in a situation like that, unless you know this woman really well. Boy, boy, boy. Even then, but let's keep going though.
there is that, like, how does that even taste to you? Because it's like, my thing is, as a woman who is very autonomous and like, I have goals and I have a child, I have things that I'm going to do, and like,
Period.
I also want a man who is going to be there, but I want that man to have his dream and his life and his goals and his things. And I want us to be able to do that. But I also do not want to sacrifice who I am and my dream for
Why y'all
for
keep putting
somebody
careers
else's
over
dream.
your?
I'll say this too, and this is coming from my grandmother, on my on my dad's side. This is coming from my grandmother on my dad's side. She would always tell me, Poopy, make sure you got your own stuff. Make sure you got your own place. Don't ever depend on no woman. She'd also say that to my female cousins too. But she would always emphasize it for the men. Don't put yourself in a position where you got to depend on no woman, boy. It's not going to be good. Let's keep going.
Man, though. Why are you
When
turning careers over your
Because we
man?
live in a society where only 36% of men are full providers, anyways.
Oh,
and at
here we
that
go.
point, if
So we're
I'm
supposed to
making,
submit to a man that needs our money.
if my
Not,
and
but stop
it's
cheerleading
hinging
that
on,
man. That's what I'm saying. The
Are
example
you
is
saying
as
submission it
hell.
comes with a
Oh.
price? That's what you're saying?
No, that's your
Ooh.
line of thinking, actually, Darwin, because you've always said women will submit to a provider, women will submit to a
right?
protector, but that's only 36% of men. So you don't speak for the
That's not
majority. You're
my
speaking
thinking.
for that 36, but
You're
that other
completely
like 70 something percent of men, how you're going to tell me where we're going to move to? If that woman just said she has a 10-year plan, she's almost at the end of it, she has all the dreams and goals figured out, and 9 times out of 10 the man that she's with is asking her to go 50-50, you can't tell us where to move to, because if I don't make as much money as I do here, we're not going anywhere, because 50% of our bills depend on me.
You
So what are
chose
you talking about?
you chose that
Woo, you
man.
go,
He wasn't even
girl.
married
There's
to
some men that
submission.
don't
Why
know
are
how
we
to lead.
confusing it?
Hold
And I
on,
think
y'all.
that
Hold
submission,
on.
And we just said that's
Hold
the
on.
majority.
Don't
Hold
be
on,
with
y'all.
him then.
Hold on, y'all. Let's get Naomi in there. Let's get Bo in there. Go ahead, Naomi.
All right, so in this particular example that Darwin gave of submission, if he's saying sell your shares and let's jump on this, she shouldn't be sitting here saying, well, I worked so hard to build my life to take care of myself, and I'm going to be selfish so that I can make sure that I have something to fall on. Marrying a man and trusting him means that you're also going to follow him because a lot of these examples.
So I have to stop on this part here. And for the ladies, you might actually enjoy this part. Um, I think this particular instinct, this is the man's fault. I do. Because the man should have been able to vet this woman well enough to know if she was going to be able to get on his program. I've been in situations like this before. Okay. Um, if you are not vetting a woman and you're not understanding or trying to see if a woman is truly going to be able to get on your program, then and you're just, kind of playing around and or just doing what you do or just being in a situationship, hey, then you guys need to make that clear to each other. Because I know too many times a lot of people, like I said, including myself, we get into situationships, and those situationships put us in other situations, where we're like, okay, well, I'm in a relationship now and we're supposed to be making this work. And, I'm going to stick with this person. There's nothing particularly bad about this person, you know, but we haven't did the vetting, the proper vetting. We haven't asked the questions. We haven't had the conversations, we just haven't done these things. And this is particularly the man's fault, I feel. Because if he didn't want to be put in this situation, because this is going to inevitably happen. If you're a man who wants to be able to lead, this is inevitably going to happen in a you know free feminist society that we are in today in America. It's there's no way around it, you guys. This if you're dealing with a woman like this, it's just gonna happen. So you have to have these conversations in advance, way in advance, before you even get into a relationship. Because if you don't, this is your fate. It is what it is. But let's keep going though.
That we listen to and hear as far as like women, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. It's self-sufficiency. I understand. Listen, I understand completely. I am a mom. I also own two businesses. I also have two jobs. Okay, I get money. You need money to make this world work. I also govern and hold two different nonprofits. I get it. But if my husband says, "Hey, I need you to do this so that our family can have foundation," then I'm
Right.
going to follow what he says because my husband, I'm trusting, is to put a plan in the foundation for our family. And what I'm doing is literally just for myself. It is literally the mindset. That is what I'm hearing. And I hear what you're saying about the title. I'm not worried about a title in a company that I own. If I got to be a cleaner, I'm gonna be a cleaner because the title of reception, I'm gonna be a partner.
Woo!
And boom goes the dynamite.
If I got to be a cleaner, I'm gonna be a cleaner. Look, a title in my company has no bearing on the way I feel or my effect. I love the way she speaks in regards to her husband too, because I'll give you an example, like with my wife. Okay, um, being submissive to your husband. I'll say this first: being submissive to your husband doesn't mean that you are going to be uh, just a carpet that he's going to run over all the time. That is not what men are saying. That is not what men want. That is not even remotely what men do. There's a, and look, I understand there's a small minority of men who are like this. And this is on those women to vet those men. But generally speaking, the majority of men are not feeling like this. They're not trying to take control over you. If my wife has concern in regards to something that I'm asking her to do, I'm going to tell her, I'm going to break it down to her. Now, ultimately, if we can't come to an understanding and there's a head where somebody needs to make a decision, then I'm expecting her to trust my decision and let me actually move accordingly. Now, with that being said, does that rarely happen? No, it does not rarely it doesn't happen at all because I'm going to make sure that the decisions that I'm making is not just for myself, but it's for my family, any future kids that we may have. It's also in her best interest too. So if we're aligned and this woman isn't just thinking about herself, we're not going to have too many issues. Yes, there may be misunderstandings, but as far as like serious issues, I think that's crazy for you to be complaining and arguing and bickering about something like this. Because if you are, to me, in my opinion, the way I roll, you guys, it just seems selfish to me. And that's just my opinion. Because I'm not going to put my wife in a position, you guys, where she feels like the decision that I'm making is not benefiting her. That's the way I look at it. If she's like, "No, I'm not going to do this," then there's either one of two things that are happening. Either one, she feels like it's not benefiting her, or two, she feels like the decision that I'm making is going to put her in danger. And I would understand if she felt that way if I was doing that. But 9 times out of 10, ladies, men are not doing that. They're not. But I really think just what I've experienced in the past, I think it's just more so that a lot of women have been raised to be self sufficient instead of like interdependent. And because a lot of women were raised to be self sufficient and not interdependent, it's hard giving away that power to a man, even when you feel that you have a good man. I'm gonna get off my soapbox, you guys. You know, I get real passionate and emotional about this shit, but I'm gonna let them keep talking. Let's keep going. This is the Peef Network. Let me know what you guys think on this, by the way, for real, yo. We gonna keep going now.
Here where I'm still going to be working underneath somebody. I'm still going to be getting what I money from them. But it doesn't, if we're more concerned with the title of what we own, then we're going to be more concerned about what people think in the world. And that's not focusing on the foundation of our family. It's not even focusing on the foundation of the trust of the man that I chose to marry. It doesn't, right now, I hear what you guys are saying, but it, it doesn't make any sense to sit here and worry about what I'm doing for myself and what I built myself for self-sufficiency and the community and what how I move within myself
Right.
to
At
sit
that
here and
point,
put my
why'd you
selfish
even get married if that
desires
was the case?
over the family foundation that my husband is creating. That doesn't make any sense to me. because
Yes.
if and this is how submission works in my perception. If I chose this man to lead my family, that means I gotta follow this man to lead my family. It also means that this man knows me. He knows my passions. He
Exactly.
knows my desires.
Exactly.
A good leader is able to, dictate, and a good leader is able to outsource things. And if that
Hmm.
means for a little bit, I'm gonna have to be a cleaner in the kitchen, well then that's it. I'm gonna be a cook. Say less. You want me to answer phone calls? Say less. I got you, babe, because this is what I'm gonna do.
And let me just say this too, ladies. And men out there too, ladies and men. We gonna give it. We gonna give it to all. Like, we gonna give it to both the genders, ladies and men. Let me just say this: the plan is going to be is going to have a foundation, but it's not going to be smooth. Any plan that is laid out, even to a perfection, and you see this in companies, you see this in government entities, any plan that you lay out is not going to go according to plan. There is always something that is going to happen. It is never going to be perfect. It is it is almost never going to be perfect. And if it is, you have a little bit of divinity over you or watching you. So make sure, ladies, that you give that man that grace. I'm not saying things are falling to hell. He's losing thousands of dollars every month. He's not on track with his plan at all. I'm not saying that, ladies. If that's the case, yes, we may need to make some life altering changes. Absolutely. We may need to have a real heart to heart. But I'm saying if there's little hiccups, allow him to have some grace. If you're concerned, talk to him. Because a lot of times ladies will just, kind of like grit it under their teeth and be like, I don't think this is going to work. And they hold it in so long to where it finally comes out and it's just this spew of wrath and hate. That's why you ain't doing this the way you're supposed to. And you ain't no shit. It just goes to a whole nother place. So just ladies, find your center and talk to the man, and just remember to give him grace because he's working for the both of you. I promise you. I promise you. But with that being said, let's keep going. Let's keep rolling with it.
Because it's only going to be temporary. Why are we so worried about a temporary title change in the foundation of the longevity of our family over that? Or like we're sitting here more worried about how I'm feeling about a title change over the foundation of the family that my husband is trying to
I would
create.
say that the title
Preach.
Amen.
marries,
Can
the
we give it a
title
round of
matters
applause for
because
that, bro?
why would a stranger deserve that title more than you?
That's the, but see, that's the thing. If
Because
my
if it's our
husband,
business,
no, no,
if it's
listen,
our
it,
business, nobody's gonna care
exactly.
about our
So then,
business more than
so
me and
that's the
him.
thing. So that's the thing. On our business and our paper, that's
Hmm.
gonna have my name and his. Whoever the receptionist is in time, listen, we're gonna outsource someone else because you know what? Me and my husband, we're gonna disappear into our office. We're
Mm,
gonna need that.
mm.
And when we get there, that's when we'll make that move. But if he tells me I gotta answer a phone, then answer a phone. Why am I gonna be so worried about that a temporary title
Holla, we
change?
want prenup. We want prenup. Yeah.
Worried about what somebody else says. I'm not worried about what they're doing. They're not feeding my family. He's feeding my family.
Oh,
He's the one
Right.
I'm following. He's the one I'm married. He's the one I'm trusting to lead. So if he tells me I need to answer a phone, then I should answer a phone.
mm.
Mm.
Especially if one we're already married and he knows this. If he knows this and he knows what I love and he knows how I'm moving and he knows the income that I'm making, that means that so this is the good thing about submission. Now if he says sell your shares so we can do this, in the example that Darwin gave, he said, okay, he gave the plan.
I just want to say this. If my wife has a substantial amount of shares, and let's just go ahead and say it's let's just go ahead and say it's $1 million or something like that. And I tell her, babe, sell your shares. I'm going to make damn sure that I can even either repay her for what she's lost are guaranteed that she's going to double what it is that we are risking. Because as a man, at least for me, um, to put my wife in a situation where she is trusting me with something that she built before me, I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure that it's pretty damn secure. Because I don't want to uh, lose her trust. I'll just say that. And also, really quick, I'll try to make this as quick as possible because they talked about it in the beginning, and I meant to speak on it, but I freaking forgot it. So the other thing they were saying, and this is to the title as well, how the woman was saying that 36% of men only deserve submission from a woman. And I'm pretty sure she got that as off of some statistic, but I don't think they're taking into account how the market feels about that. And that is the dating market that I'm talking about, you guys. And the reason why I say I don't think she's taking into account how the dating market feels is solely because women, you are the ones that are selling essentially, and I'm not talking sexually, but I'm just saying that you're selling because women are always saying that they're looking for a provider. So if a woman is looking for a provider, then until that man would actually have to be providing for that woman, which would mean that he is the one that is going to be making the decision. And if he's making the decision, then that means he's the buyer. And there's only one real question that I really have to ask women in particularly. If men are the buyers and we're the ones that hand out relationships and marriages, are we going to buy what you're selling? And if we are not, and the price is too high, why wouldn't a man just go somewhere else? Why wouldn't he? And to those women out there, this is, let's just say he doesn't even choose to go to another country. Let's just say he decides to stay in the States, right? She's saying that 36% of men are the only ones who deserve submission, right? Okay, because she says 36% of men can only provide. Okay, so what if you have a man and a woman, let's say he's making 65,000, right? And then the woman is making 40,000. And that woman who is under him is actually completely okay with him having a lot of the decision making ability in the relationship. What if she's okay with that? That would substantially raise that 35%. So, ladies, and I don't say this to harp on it or to say, oh, you better get choosing or you better pick wisely. I don't do that to say this. I'm saying this for one real simple reason, which is if if a if a man can choose from a woman who's going to be less inclined to want to lead, and she's going to be okay with the man making 50 or 60,000 because it's above what she's making. And then the man also has the option of going overseas. Um like, where does that leave you? I and this is just my opinion. I think what is eventually going to end up happening, because people in America are just stubborn, and I'm not going to put this on just women because I I see this, you guys, and this is not just women. This is men and women alike, and it's in the states. People don't realize their situation until it is too late. It's like standing in quicksand, not realizing that you are sinking. And it is sad to me. It is really sad because the options that a lot of women think they have, they really don't. Those options are usually sexual options. And men will not tell you that he is using you as a sexual option because the game is to get the sex. And if you're honest with the woman, he is probably not going to get what he wants, which makes the woman believe that she has more options than she really does. So, look here, like I'm not going to beat this topic over the head with a stick. I'm just not. But we all are going to have to deal with the consequences of our actions. And in the end, we're going to see who was right and who was wrong because there's a female sided opinion and there's a male sided opinion. And we are all getting of age where we're not going to have to wait too long to see what happens. So I guess we'll see, but let's keep going.
And to go along with it. He didn't say, hey, he didn't pop up and be like, hey, share your shares so I can take it. We can do this. No, he put a plan. I need you to sell your shares so that we can add into this, so that we can get equipment. You're gonna have to do this. He came with a plan and a
Right.
purpose. So it wasn't just like I'm giving up something that I love. As a matter of fact, he took time to give clarity and explanation. Now,
Exactly.
submission means I can ask him, okay, so how long am I gonna have to answer phones? Or how long
Exactly.
before we order a cleaner? Because you know what, I know you know I don't like to scrub toilets.
Right.
Okay, that means that's where submission comes into play, because I can ask those
Amen,
questions.
lady.
Submission is not just control. And if we keep putting this stigma about how you're just supposed to follow, yes, you're supposed to follow, but you can ask clarifying questions.
Yes.
How long, babe? You know what, I love you. I get it. I'm on board, I'm gonna do it, but how long do I
Yes.
have to do this? How long before we do this? And because I'm an attorney, when can you place me in a position to where I can also adhere? Because if I'm an attorney of a law firm that does family and he needs an attorney for a business attorney, he's not going to choose me. That all of that comes into play as well. I get it. Like, we got passions, but ultimately, if I focus my own selfish desires over the foundation that he's setting for our family, then I'm literally just saying, hey, you know what? I just want you to sit there and pay bills. Help me do that. And then, you know what? If you got to pick somebody else, then go choose someone else instead.
Right.
I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I agree. But that was what I pointed out to Darwin was you and Darwin act like the 36% is the majority because like you said, a plan, right? That's what in my generation we call a man with motion. A man with motion, even if he ain't got a dime to his name, I would follow him because he's gonna come with a plan and he's always got some business about himself, right? But that's the 36%. That
But
is the
listen,
trustworthy percent. That's the
when you
36
say
that
So,
deserves submission.
when you
but
say
see,
that's
that's the thing.
We're talking
So
about the majority.
let's be honest. This
36% of
man,
men's not
wait,
enough for us to
on,
go around.
hold, hold on, hold on. So
36%. That percentage is killing me, you guys. It really is because it's not no fucking 36%, bro. It's just not. There are men. So, what she's talking about, if you guys didn't hear the very beginning of the conversation, is she wants a man to be able to take care of all the bills. And yes, if she's looking at some type of statistic, I'm sure that's true. Only 36% of men can take care of all the bills. Okay. But with that being said, there are women out there that are reasonable right here in the United States that are saying, if my man makes just a little bit more than me and he's willing to take care of the majority of the bills, and even though he needs me to take care of just a few of the bills, I'm still going to get on board of what he's saying. So that 36% jumps substantially when you add those other men in the play. So again, this is just, it is the reality that a lot of people don't see yet. It's just the reality of it. But let's keep rolling though.
let's be honest about this. If you're saying only 36% of men who are full providers are
Mhm.
worthy of submission, then what about the other men who actually just the other men in
Ex-
the other
say it.
majority of men who are
Say it.
working that there are a lot of people who are in right now. There are a lot of people who are financially that are needing two incomes to live.
Yes.
So that's
And
why
we
Yes.
I'm
got to take a
saying if
wait, listen, wait, let me finish, please. Now we got to take a temporary break. Like that means I'm not going to be able to get my nails done. We got to take a temporary
Right.
sacrifice for a greater
Right.
setup later. Then that's a conversation that we have, but it doesn't mean that it's all gone. Because I guarantee you, if we have children, he's already taking into account the income that's going to be needed to replace what I'm going to be walking away from. And I'm going to ask that question. So I make this much. And if this much is what we use for food, how are we going to cover that? How are we going to do that? Submission means I can ask those questions.
Also,
Because
hey, hey,
Don't lean
yeah.
too hard on the 36% because you're saying that as if it were for 30, if the numbers were higher, then the women would submit. As if the only reason why women aren't doing it is because the man is a 30, it's a scarcity. As if women are 100% on the other side going to
Exactly.
submit contingent upon
Exactly.
a man being able to have a vision. Let's not act like there's a high number of women that will submit if a
no,
man have a vision. We
I
just
didn't say
showcase.
that.
I'm just saying, but when you're using that number, it's insinuating that we're just
Yes,
showcase
it
on this
is.
panel a number of women were disgruntled when I just showcased a man with a vision, and they still wasn't willing to submit. So don't try to rest on, oh, they're not financially stable. They might not be financially stable, but they have a
Yes.
vision, and once they get it rolling, and we're gonna come and request you to come
Yes.
cooperate.
Absolutely, you guys. And you know what? I'm glad that we were able to get through that whole video. I want to play another one because I was watching another one. So if you guys are up for it, we're actually going to go ahead and play another one. This one is actually it's another clip. This is one is with Angry Man. And boy, if you like that one we just went over, you are definitely going to appreciate this one here. Uh because it gets wild. It gets wild, you guys. So let me see if I can find this one. Because like I said, when I was watching this, I was like, Jesus. Let me see if this is it. No, that's not it. That's not it, you guys. Did I put it in my playlist? Let's see if I put it in my playlist. Hmm. Huh. Let's see. I wish I can find this, you guys. Yes, I found it. I found it. All right.
Yes, I do go in the.
Let me just line this up, boy, because it got hot. It's getting hot. It got hot real quick. So let's line this one up. This one, let me make sure I give credit where credit is due. This one is actually coming from the YouTube channel called Fatty. That's Fatty. And the title of this video is Heated. Huh. It has a whole bunch of symbols, but it says Heated, You Need Man. And then it's at the Angry Man and at um, Elkan Ali. Elkan Ali, I think it is. Let me just go ahead and give them a little like real quick. Definitely pay it forward. And and let's get into it, you guys. Let me know what you think about this one.
So going back to what I said originally, which you did not answer, if you believe that gender roles are bull, then why the hell are so many of you on the internet right now crying for men to operate the way they did when the only thing that mattered was gender roles? It don't make sense. You expect men to be from the 1950s while you operate in 2025 doing whatever the hell you want, whenever the hell you want. It doesn't work like that. And as far as you saying, oh, well, you men ain't leading nothing. You couldn't even flush your toilet if it wasn't for a man. You don't know what you're talking about. You wouldn't even be on this internet if it wasn't for a man. You wouldn't be able to go to the grocery store and get food if it wasn't for a man. You wouldn't even have tampons and maxi pads if it wasn't for a man. And also, if it wasn't for a man, you wouldn't have nobody to argue with right now.
Untouchable super
Oh
panel.
my God! Shots fired.
What is race? What is race? Just real quick, what is race?
Are you trying to say race is a social construct?
And what is gender?
Gender is not a social construct.
What you about to say
Oh.
gender is? Oh, really?
Literally, gender
So
is a
what's the
social
other-
construct
so
as
what's
well.
the-
And that's
so-
what I'm
It's
we
not.
can't have a
Man,
discussion.
woman. Okay, hold
We
on.
don't understand English.
Public, I'm happy
It's
you
not.
opened your mouth.
What?
You know what's ironic about you saying that? It's ironic
Gender
you
is
says
not a social
that man and
construct.
woman is a social construct, but the rest of it isn't. So how is man and woman not the only gender? What's the only, give me the other genders?
What?
Gender
the other gender.
expression,
Hey,
how
hold
you
on, real
express
quick,
yourself
Jabba,
is a social construct,
Jabba,
but
hold
gender
on,
is
Jabba,
not a
Jabba.
social
Hold
construct.
on, Jabba. How is man and woman a social construct?
I think you guys are thinking, you guys are conflating sex with gender. Sex is
I'm
scientific.
asking you
Gender
again.
No,
What,
I'm
what
not.
other
I
gender?
literally just said it.
social construct because what it is to be a man is not definable, right? Outside,
What?
I'm saying this is all it is
It's
to be
not
a man, right?
definable.
Because words are prescriptive and not they're descriptive and not prescriptive, correct? So when we say, what does it mean to be a man?
A male adult. You're
and
wrong.
I
You
know.
can be a
Hold on,
male
brother.
monkey. Hold on, no, you cut me
Ali,
off already.
I'm not dissing,
Hold on, public.
sir.
Hold on.
You
cut
jump
me
in the
off
gun.
first.
You about to argue with something you don't even know what I'm about to say.
Hold-
You said man
Hold
and
on,
woman
Ali.
is-
Hold on,
real
Ali.
quick,
Because
Jabba,
I
You
don't.
don't even know what I'm
Jabba,
about to
hold
say,
on.
fam. You gotta let me finish.
You said man and woman is a social construct. If you
No,
want
I
to go,
said gender is a social construct.
okay,
No,
what,
it's not.
name the genders. So name the genders.
Gender is a
Name the
social
genders.
construct.
Name the genders.
There are many genders.
Name
I
them.
don't know about
You know,
all
you know,
of them.
let 'em name them.
One second. Let me just say this, Ali. You know why? You know why they are kind of funny about it. They literally say that gender is a social construct, right? It's something that we develop and all that, and then they say there's no gender roles. Think about it.
I know.
Think about it. The same people that say there's no gender roles
That would be
are
logically
saying
consistent.
no. Think about you are going to stay right motherfucking here.
I'm
The
lost
same
where they're
people
going
that
with this.
every time we go to their motherfucking TikTok to talk about them about gender roles, there's no gender roles, there's no gender roles, there's no gender roles. And all of a sudden, they're saying that gender roles is a
Daddy.
social construct, which is something that actually exists. So what are y'all talking about?
No,
Let me ask a question about the whole gender role thing. If no genders exist and pretty intellectual, you said that no gender roles, that's consistent, then why the fuck do y'all expect men to take care of y'all?
Who said I did?
Oh my goodness.
All right,
Did
y'all.
I say I did? Did
Generally
I speak on
speaking,
behalf of the
women-
female population and say that
generally speaking, women want men to provide something for them. But let's keep going.
population expect men to take care of us?
Pretty intellectual. Are you
Yes,
every
you addressed
woman,
me directly.
Are you every woman on the
take care of you. Yeah, you said y'all.
Are you every woman on the
I am
planet?
every woman. It's all in me.
You're every
You
woman.
Whitney Houston now.
Wait, Hold on for a second. So
She's sitting here trolling y'all.
there's no expectation. There's no expectation of men to be providers. That doesn't exist.
I think are you asking me the question?
Yeah, checkmate.
No, I'm
Don't
asking. Are you asking? You can't say checkmate when I'm asking you to clarify the question.
Don't act stupid now.
Wait, why are you yelling? Why are you coming on your microphone yelling?
Angry man may have jumped the gun a little bit because I think she was genuine when she was asking if you were talking to me. But let's keep going.
Expectation of men to take care of women. That don't exist.
Oh Lord. Hey, listen, let me say something. This is crazy for one. But let me say this. Hold on, dude.
Can y'all answer this question?
Listen, but can you ask me this? Y'all have been on 10 different subjects. Go ahead and answer this question. Y'all finna go to another place.
Before you go, Gabby, literally, women are all over the internet saying they want a provider and a protector.
I'm a bad bitch.
I'm asking Gabby. Pretty. Don't cut off Gabby because I want you to take your pencil, whatever notes you had to rebuttal that. But I'm asking you a question. Do majority of sisters that be on the internet and off the internet ask for providers?
I don't know because I'm not tracking. I don't have.
Stop the cap.
I'm not. That's statistics. You
But
literally
you like
gotta
woman.
get. You
No.
Stop. Cause you
like woman. You know woman. You want a woman that's like
go
woman.
all over the place. Y'all be all over the place, and you don't even know. Y'all all over the place. You went from gender roles to expectations, then you went this place, that place.
Stop the cap.
You like
Come
women,
on, y'all.
but you like women. You should know.
Did any of
the expectation?
Did any of you guys see the deflect? But we gonna keep rolling with this.
Second, what question do you want answered?
To the gender role.
Hold on, listen. Gender roles. Stop. Gender roles. You like with y'all got 3 different things on the table.
That's not 3 different things.
You know what? One second,
y'all talk to yourselves. Y'all talk to yourselves. I'm just listening.
He's asking you a question.
That's not 3 different things.
Gabby, you are.
Let me hold on.
Angry man, just 1 second, angry man. Gabby, he's reframing the question. You said there's 3 questions. There's too many questions. He's going to ask you one. Can he ask you one question?
No, because he started off wanting her to have the floor again. Then he wanted her to have the question. Then he threw another question in. Y'all not even tracking yourself. When he first started talking, he was trying to interrupt me.
This is what happens when they're caught in a question.
No, we're not caught.
We're not caught. It's just you guys are such bullies. Like you're over talking people.
This is what happens when you ask a question that y'all.
You didn't ask the question. You did not ask the question. What's your question? Because if you want me to answer, stick to one question. Ask me one question at a time.
I actually only asked one question.
Because you wasn't talking to me and you was talking to her, and then he butted in. So since we back to me, ask me one question. But don't try to just ask one question so I can answer it for you.
If gender roles and genders don't exist, why is there an expectation of men to do certain things based on their gender?
Because men is all over the fucking internet and all over the world talking about they want to be a fucking leader. So all leaders lead. So you gotta have an expectation of a leader. Like what? You want to be a leader? Get in the role. Get in the role. Okay? You men all over the podcast. Hold up. You said women all over. Listen, you said women are all over the internet talking about, but y'all all over the internet and even on this podcast, every time I get on here, fighting to lead, but then you don't want the women to have expectations of a freaking leader. Like, that's one point. That's just right there. That's just right. That's your answer. That's my answer to you. Like, pick a lane. Pick a lane. Do you want to lead? Do you want to be a tiger or a lion? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Let him answer. It's fine. No, 1 second, Gabby.
Hold on. Every man on this panel. Do you want to lead?
Gabby, you are doing too much, Gabby.
Triggered and you're repeating yourself.
No, I'm not. Do you want to lead? That's what I asked you.
It wouldn't matter.
Do you want to be a
You want to go to jail? You want to go home?
Land your parachute already, damn it!
So number one, it wouldn't matter if every man on the planet got on the internet and said they were going to be a leader. Your position is that there aren't any gender roles. And one of the things that's attached to the gender role is that men are supposed to be leaders. So if you and the rest of the women don't believe that men should be leaders, it wouldn't matter how much the men talk about being leaders. You wouldn't still expect it. You only expect it because you still believe in the gender roles when they fucking benefit you.
Bruh.
If they asking for it, it's not being showed up. If women are saying, hey, we want this expectation, then obviously you're not showing up. What role do you want to play in society? Do you want to be the leader? That's what I ask you. Do you want to lead? Because every leader, like, I require, if you're going to be my boss, I'm going to have some expectations of you, period, point blank. I don't care what gender you are. So the roles go along.
Actually, if you're going to have a boss, what you women do is you go to work and you do what your boss tell you. You don't have no expectations.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
You only have you only have expectations of your man.
All over the place.
You go to work, you do what you're told, or you get fired.
So first off, she's saying that he's all over the. Hold on. First off, she's saying he's all over the place, but he's just addressing where the conversation is going. So, does she want him to address what she's saying or not? That's kind of weird. But let's keep going though.
Why do you think it's so many women in top leadership positions? Do you really?
What are you
crazy? Are you crazy? That's y'all problem. Education for one, education for one, higher education for one,
That's not true.
higher education for one, most definitely. Y'all not leading y'all identity. That's why y'all in the bottle area and in sections with 50 men and one woman. That's why y'all like y'all so confused.
This is weird because she's talking about those 15 to 20% of men that all the women want, because the majority of men aren't even going to clubs anymore. So what the hell is she talking about? All the men in one section. Those are the men that all the women want, that 15 to 20% that are still going into the club. What the hell are you talking about? Let's keep going though. That was weird.
Y'all are so confused. You ride around with men all damn day. You go to the club, you go get a section and get hella bottles and have 50 men up in there. Hold up. That you're all over the place. What the fuck I got to do with transsexual women? What? Because I'm still a female. I'm still the sex that I was born into. All woman, big ass titties, all woman, big juicy lips.
That's another thing I want women to understand is, yes, women, we understand you may look good and look like a woman, but your attitude is all male. This lady's attitude right here, it's all fucking male. Who wants to deal with that? Let's keep rolling on.
All woman. Still got these big titties. All woman, baby. I'm a black independent woman. 3 houses, sitting in one right now. What do you have? What role do you want to play in society? Because I know I want to be a leader in society. I know I want to be a leader in society. That's why I got a master's degree. That's why I got 3 houses. That's why.
Yo, chill out. Let's have one mic, please.
You mean
One
please?
second.
What role do you want to play?
One second. I need you 1 second.
Yeah, control the panel.
I got you. I just want to make sure. Angry man.
Getting up here telling
He's going
that
to
lie.
interrupt you again, Angry man. 1 second.
You're the most enrolled. You're not the most.
Oh my God, stop talking. The host is talking, sir.
No, it's fine. It's because I want to guarantee, and I don't want to press on the mute button. So this is what we're going to do. Angry man is going to talk uninterrupted, and Gabby is going to talk uninterrupted. Okay? If I see any of y'all interrupting, I'll mute y'all. But for the most part, let's go ahead and let's control self. Angry man uninterrupted, please.
She
Gabby,
gotta interrupt because this logic is kicking her ass. What are you leading? Last year,
He cut her off so you can't even hear her.
Had 480,000 evictions. You can't even keep a place. Then you're talking about education. First you try to say, oh, black women are the most educated. No, actually, it's Asian women. Go look it up.
Woo.
You're the most enrolled. And the only thing you're going to school for is liberal arts or an underwater basket weaving degree.
Bruh.
Then you try to say, oh, we're the most entrepreneurs. But what you don't say is most of your businesses fail within the first year.
Bruh.
You're losing in every category, especially dating.
Wow.
Because you don't know how to do what I did when you were talking earlier, which is shut the fuck up.
Denied.
You're the most educated, but you can't even maintain your composure for a second. So going back to what I said originally, which you did not answer, if you believe that gender roles are bullshit, then why the hell are so many of you on the internet right now crying for men to operate?
Hey, y'all,
the way
if y'all
they
liking
did?
this video, man, tap in. Make sure that you like. Make sure that you subscribe. Leave a comment, man. I want to know y'all here. I see y'all, but I want to know y'all here. So leave a comment in this bitch, man. Holla at your boy.
The only thing that mattered was gender roles. It don't make sense. You expect men to be from the 1950s while you operate in 2025 doing whatever the hell you want, whenever the hell you want. It doesn't work like that. And as far as you saying, oh, well, you men ain't leading nothing. You couldn't even flush your toilet if it wasn't for a man. You don't know what you're talking about. You wouldn't even be on this internet if it wasn't for a man.
Yeah, because
You wouldn't even be able to go to the grocery store and get food if it wasn't for a man. You wouldn't even have tampons and maxi pads if it wasn't for a man. Also, if it wasn't for a man, you wouldn't have nobody to argue with right now.
I'm in danger.
You see the floor, Gabby? Go ahead.
Hey,
Okay.
hey. Some like Angry Man, some don't, but he cooked right there. He cooked her. He cooked her right there. Let's keep
Okay.
rolling
Woo,
though.
that took. I'm glad
By
I
the way,
was
after
muted.
y'all done, I want Pretty Intellectual and AD real quick to actually engage in the conversation. Then we do open
All
panel
right.
again because Jabba and Ashley being quiet.
Oh man, that was whoo.
Also, man, I just got to give shots out uh, to my lovely, beautiful wife, Mario. I appreciate you. She's in the live stream. I appreciate you. I love you, babe. With that being said, on with the show. Let's keep rolling, you guys.
That was hard. I'm glad I'm not no weak woman. That would have been hard for any woman to hear. Any woman of any race, any gender. But anyway, let me get back to this. If you guys are leading in all these positions, black women are failing, they doing this, they doing that. That's why we got the expectation. I mean, where do you think this expectation came from? They've been teaching us that men was supposed to rule the world. We supposed to follow the man. We supposed to do this for the man. Like, listen, let me tell you something. Like, I love my daddy, but real talk, my daddy didn't teach me to be resilient out here in America. So yeah, I do have 3 houses.
What?
Yes, I do have higher degrees. Yes, I do go in the classroom and teach. But I still have an expectation of a man. I wish I had one here right now so that he can do the plumbing. But if I don't, see, a woman is not going to sit around. They never have. They never have, heartbroken or whatever. They're going to keep it moving. They're going to figure out how to do things. And I think I'm like, why is men so upset? But let me go. Let me just talk about the attention, especially go back there. The attention seeking men. Like if you go to any club, I don't care what club you go to, Jamaica, where he stayed.
She keeps using this example of the club, and I keep saying this. Do men still go to clubs like that, you guys? Do men still go to club? Because I was under the understanding that a lot of men don't even go to clubs like that. So let me know in the comments. Do you guys particularly still go to clubs? Let me know.
She think you're going to see a car full of men and you're going to see a section full of men, and they're doing that to attract and to they call themselves attracting the women, but they attract more men because they're in competition with the men. Like men are in competition with women so heavy nowadays that you guys saying stuff that you really shouldn't be saying, like real talk.
I didn't think so.
Girls, okay, girls,
Okay,
anti every.
so shouts out to Brandon. He said nobody goes to clubs anymore. Yeah, that's what I thought, man. I haven't been to a club in, oh my, I haven't been to a club, whoo, a long time. Let's keep rolling though.
body. I would say I would hope that like this is my last point because the only point I want to make about is alignment what she was talking about. If somebody is not a girl's girl, that's it. That's 5 minutes or whatever the time was. What was
No,
that
no,
time?
there was
That
not
was
a
the
time.
date.
You are just all
Okay.
over the place,
All right.
Gabby.
I'm gonna just say this part for as alignment because that really stood out for me. I don't care who the gender is or whatever. If they not for me, then they against me. No, they're dangerous to me. You absolutely right. And if somebody, if it's a black person around me and they think black people are lazy, yeah, they're a danger to me because we have no room to even grow. The way a person thinks says a lot about them. And if you're not in your big age dismissing people because you're not aligned with them, why the hell in this day and age I'm going to have people around me that I'm not aligned with? I'm not going. It ain't even going to get to a danger point. So that's basically. I wrote down.
I'm gonna pause right here because Brandon's saying last time I was in a club, I was 21, fam. If dudes are still trolling in clubs, they're an issue, and I totally agree with you because that was right around the age when I actually was, seen in a club. It's something that we really don't do anymore. And it just even furthermore makes me believe that if she is seeing these men in the club, then these are the 15 to 20% of men that we all are talking about that the women want, that they actually want to talk to, they want to be around, but they are no good for them. So if you see these men in the club and men are telling you that we don't go to the club, we're not in the club, we're at home playing a video game, we're at home with a significant other, we're at work, we're into our own personal hobbies. We're not in the fucking club. We're not. So if you are in the club, that's a red flag right there. If you are seeing these men in the club, then that's telling me that's a red flag right there for you. But if it's something that you're actually seeing on YouTube, then well, hey, there are going to be exceptions. And like I said, those exceptions are the men you probably don't want anyway. But let's keep going.
A lot of
Can I
stuff.
ask you a real question, Gabby, real quick?
What's your question?
If men are pushed to be leaders because of their own expectations, why can't they push women to cook, clean, suck their dick, and shut the fuck up? If
Okay, he's
men
doing
are
too
leaders,
much.
don't think about it, right? Don't 1 second.
Okay.
You
Okay.
responding too fast. You respond a little bit too
Okay.
fast.
All right, I gotta say this. That was inflammatory. That was inflammatory. He was trying to get a response out of her. But let's keep going.
Yeah.
If he's wrong, right? If he's wrong, and men are leaders because we are pushing ourselves to do that, so we are fulfilling our own expectations. So it's our responsibility. Why are men begging women to take their wigs off, to start cleaning, to start cooking, to not be clothes, to do all these things, and women refuse to do it? How does that make sense?
Okay, I gotta pause it, you guys. We lost connection just for a second. We're gonna be right back up. Bear with me for 1 second. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and bring you over here. First and foremost, first and foremost, go ahead and bring it over here. It happens, you guys. We on a live show. This is unscripted, unpromptu. So give me 1 second and we're gonna get back to it because I want to definitely continue at least this last part of this video because it's about to end soon. They got into a real good debate. And honestly, you guys, I couldn't track the young lady where she was going, the point that she was trying to make. Maybe it was just me. I wasn't getting it, but I it seemed like to me she was like kind of more all over the place. And I couldn't really get the point that she was trying to make. But like I said, that could just be me. That could just be me. Um I am weird like that sometimes, for real. So we almost there. I just have to put in this code, you guys. Oh, also, by the way, shouts out to Cece out there. Shouts out to Cece. Shouts out to Amy. Shouts out to Kindu. To those people out there watching and subscribing, man, I appreciate you guys. Uh, awesome. Thank you. Seriously. So let me make sure I got this up, you guys. Let me make sure I got this up. I believe I do. I believe I do. I believe I do. But I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure I do. It says connected, but is it really? Is it really? Because I'm not getting the connected result that I'm looking for. Technology, you guys. Technology. See if I can make this work one more time. If we can't get it, we just gonna have to end it. But there we go. Jesus Christ, why did it take that? This is why we got to get another method coming up soon. Uh, Brandon goes on to say, sounds like she don't respect the man. She took the spot as a man and think she do it better. You know, I agree with that, and like I said before, man, I think, and this is just me. This is not, you know, the male's perspective, opinion, but this is just me, you guys. I feel like when it comes to a woman, like, because generally speaking, they are not, eh, and I'm not talking about the newer generation. I know there are a lot of women that are in leadership positions and they do just fine, but there are, I'm not even going to say some because it's a good majority of them. I have to be honest with you guys. There's a lot of women when they get into a leadership position, they take on the characteristics of a man to be in that particular position. And when they feel like they're not respected like they should be, which a man gets from other men and women all the time, they feel like they have to overcompensate as a woman. And because of that, it makes them unappealing. It 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 just I don't know how to explain it, you guys. But look, we got it up. We got it up. We gonna roll with this last little section. I think there's literally like a couple of minutes, but we may even end before that, you guys. I just want to go ahead and get this playing. Let's get into it.
For one, if you gonna fulfill your own expectation, I'm sure gonna fulfill my own expectation. I'm not born. Nobody should be born in the world to be subservient to anybody. We got big. That's what's wrong. We use our big ass brain to do shit like this. Okay, like
That's
so.
that's
Can
just
I
that's what I was
answer the
talking
question?
about a second
That's
ago.
what you said. That's what you
That's
said.
what I was talking about a
Can I
second
answer the
ago.
question, please?
Let me
Can I get
wait.
a
Can
I
chance
I
to
got
come
you,
in?
pretty.
can I
I
just
promise I got you.
you
Premier
just
and actually, I got
you
you. I
just jump in
promise.
there real
Who's that,
quick,
Ashley?
then you can have it. Pretty
Man.
intellectual. But that's what I just got through talking about. You said that nobody wants to come into the world and be subservient. But for men, when we come into the world, we're subservient to the expectations of what a man is supposed to do. Now, don't get me
That's
wrong.
true.
I don't have a
Do
problem.
do anybody watching disagree with what he said? When a man comes in the world, we understand that we're subservient to the things that we have to do for a woman. I know that off top. That's just what I was raised to do. But let's keep rolling.
With that. I'm old school. But the way women nowadays expect men to be traditional men and lead and do certain things, but the women act like they have no expectation of what they're supposed to do. That's ridiculous because whenever you're talking about a man, the gender roles come up. But whenever you're talking about a woman, gender roles are oppressive. And no, I shouldn't have to do that. I'm a slave. Well, women are expecting not you, but women are expecting men to go to work and bring home money and give it to them. That could
That's
be considered
crazy.
slavery as well.
Yeah,
And
that's
Can
crazy. But
can I chime
what
in,
can I
please?
just? I'm gonna wrap this up because he was just. That's crazy.
Uh,
That's crazy on any part. But real talk. Like I'm just gonna say that's crazy. Like so, nowhere,
Gabby, 1 second, Gabby. You know
women
why
are
is
not. I
Hey,
don't
Gabby,
think
you know
any.
why it's hilarious? Because you have gender roles in your relationships. We had you on the show before. You usually follow the male, like the in between the
No, no,
feminine.
no. I don't.
Oh,
I'm not a
okay.
follower at
You know,
all.
you know.
Oh my God. Okay. Woo!
Denied.
Ah, there's a knife let me. Oh, she's gold digger. Way over town. That thinks on me. Look, I'm glad he said that because I was wondering if she was a bisexual or not, just the way she looked. I didn't want to make any assumptions, but okay, I'm glad he said that because I was like, okay, okay, that makes sense. And to even go further with it, a lot of women with women relationships, they usually have gender roles. So what the hell are you talking? What are you talking about? The majority of women that are with other women have gender roles just by nature. Just by nature. You choose to do it that way, even when you're with the same sex. It. Hey, look, hold on. Wait, I got a perfect. I got uh, a perfect sound bite for this.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
You can't.
You
You
can't make this shit up.
cannot.
You can't make this shit up.
You cannot make this shit up for real. Women dating other women still have gender roles of man and woman. You can't make this shit up. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, man. Let's keep going. We got a little bit more, you guys.
You know why you
That's
do
it.
it? No, one second. Let
Listen.
me
I'm
let me just
telling
let
you,
me just
but you
let me
you
just say what happened.
but you can't tell me about myself. So
No, no,
I'm just gonna let you
you
know
know why
that.
you do it? No, let me tell you why you do it. Because the first thing you do when you're talking about yourself is bragging about how many business you have, how many houses you have,
That
how
was
many
not the first
cars
thing.
you
That
have.
was validation about being a
So,
leader.
no,
Okay.
no, no, no.
Like
You went from
y'all twist
He
things
Gabby,
said,
around.
no, no, no,
You
no, no.
you won.
Gabby.
You won. I'm finna
Please, can
mute.
No,
I
no,
You
chime
won.
Gabby.
in?
Hey, this is
She upset.
pretty Ashley and AD
Okay.
uninterrupted, and Jeb is going to take us home, right? And this
Thank
is
you.
the problematic part of this conversation. We can just leave our gender roles. As soon as we get with a woman, they're expected to be protectors, providers, and we can shift, right?
Jesus. Look, I wish I could put this up on the screen. But Brandy goes on to say mercy is the highest form of power. I agree. Okay. I would say I would say let me think about this before I say it. Hold on. I can see where you're going with this with mercy. Um, I would have to throw in there um, discipline. I would have to say discipline would be one of the higher forms of power, or restraint. That's where I'm going with it. Restraint, because the restraint to do something, you know, off the strength to, you know, to to get back or get revenge or something like that, and you don't out of love or out of pity, out of mercy. I would say that's a real high form of power as well too. But let's keep rolling.
Gabby went from look at these titties, I have a house, I'm still a woman. Like
Okay,
you
so then let
just
me
go.
get a stab at the question.
Hey, pretty. 1 second, pretty. God damn it.
I know, but like this has been continuing forever, and I
Yes,
haven't
I know,
finished.
but no, no, but I'm just saying, while the old woman, and I'm pointing this out, and this is the problematic part about our dynamics, while the old woman can look like woman, claim to be woman, and then switch it and want to be things that usually are for men and brag about things that are for men, and then turn around again and go back to woman. This is why we don't see eye to eye. Is because you talk about gender roles, and once I say I want a woman to cook and clean, you say there's no gender roles. Yes, they are, because most of women.
Look, I wish I could find these video this picture in this video to show you. Um, okay, and my wife is watching right now, so I know she's gonna hear this and she's gonna blush and she's gonna say, "Oh my God, babe, I hate when you talk about this." Okay, but you know what? I'm gonna switch to the main screen so y'all can see me when I'm talking about this. Okay, I love this story of talking about my wife about this. She hates it. She blushed. She wishes I never told this story to another soul in my life. But I'm gonna tell it, you guys. So, um, the very first time I went to the Philippines, you guys, I didn't know my asshole from my eardrum, and pardon my French, but it just was what it was. If if she wasn't there, and let's say for example, I just got left at the airport, it would have been a problem. It would have been a problem. But with that being said, she was there. You know, we got the room, we went to the room and stuff like that, and she still had to work. She still had to be at work the next day, the very first time I got there, right? So, I'm laying in the bed, you know, and I wake up to something smelling good. Now, mind you, you guys, this is like maybe like 12, 12 o'clock at night, smelling something. I'm hearing skillets and sizzling. I wake up, I'm like, what is you doing, babe? She's like, babe, I'm cooking. You you have to have something healthy to eat if I'm gonna go to work, and I want to make sure that you have something to eat. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post it on my channel. She's like, I have to do, because I don't want you to go out and then people look at you as a foreigner and try to take advantage of you. So it's not really what I'm trying to say, you guys. It's not really the cooking, even though I do appreciate my wife cooking. I can cook. But it's just the thought that she's willing to cook for me, bro. That's the biggest thing. And she's trying to cook healthy for me. So that's just a way of her showing her love. And when she does stuff like that, it makes me want to repay it back to her 100-fold. It just it's just her love language works perfect with mine. And I think if a lot of men receive that reciprocity from women, you women would get a lot more than you really thought you would be able to get from a man. You would get a lot. You would get a lot more. I'm telling you, I'm not nothing special. And I can tell you, if I'm me, average man, and I'm sitting here telling you that I appreciate that and I want to do more for my wife or my lady, my woman, whatever you want to call her, because she is showing me that she cares. And mind you, she's not spending a fucking dollar, but she's just showing me with love that she cares and she wants to take care of me. That's how little men are asking. And when we see that, we want to give you the world. So I don't know. Like I said, you guys, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Let's finish this last little piece off, and we gonna get to it. So let's roll.
Want us to do A, B, C, and if we don't do it, we'll lose y'all. So that's all I wanted to say. Puri, Ashley, and AD, and then we open the panel for Job and the rest of the crowd. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like to answer the angry man's question now that he stopped yelling.
Go ahead.
Okay, so there's a few things with this. You saying if women or if people believe gender constructs are real, right? Like that gender is a construct, it's a social construct. But also, we believe gender roles are not real. And then you're saying we expect
Amen.
provision. That is this huge hypocrisy that we need to own up to and be accountable for, right? You're asking us to address consequences, right? Number one, those constructs have consequences. Similar, race is a construct and it has consequences. There are consequences for constructs that are embedded into society to create hierarchy and oppression. So
Okay.
that's what you're addressing.
Okay.
You're addressing consequences. So it's the same way as saying to a black man, I understand why a lot of you guys don't have generational wealth. So if we were to say, hey, why don't y'all have generational wealth, acting like we don't understand that the racial construct has caused oppression that has led to the dismantling of your ability to gain generational wealth, that would be intellectually dishonest, right? It would be dishonest to say that. So even venturing into that conversation, you're already starting off on a bad note. It's dishonest. We know why. We know why women are asking for provision, because they know that when I enter into a relationship with a man, or I'm sorry, that in this society, there's a disparity, economical disparity, right? We understand that. So there is a disparity that is based on this construct of gender, that she is a woman and you are a man.
Which
But I
This
also want to point out,
Whoa,
disparity?
I
whoa,
also
whoa,
want to
whoa,
point
whoa,
out
whoa, whoa,
Which
whoa,
disparity,
I
whoa.
OD?
also
Okay, so she had me with the construct of race. Okay, because to a degree, I mean, we're all humans. We all have different pigmentation. That is a construct in our minds. Not the construct of the actual color itself, but a construct that we are different in the sense because we have different colors. That is a construct. But to say that I don't have a you know a penis and a woman doesn't have of a JJ is ridiculous. That is not a construct in the mind. That is a physical reality, whether you get it removed or not. Men and women are not the same. And I don't care if you get mad or if you're upset with me because of that. It is the fucking truth. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be cussing like this. I don't mean, you know, I, don't- I don't mean to be doing that, but it's the truth. Like, why are we even arguing this point? I keep saying I'm not going to cut off. Let's keep rolling.
want to point out that if this woman is a feminist, she's not asking you for that because she probably has her own. So what you're doing is trying to transcribe
And we're
one
not talking to
ideology
them.
of one type of woman onto another type of woman. And
Yup.
you're saying, one second, you're saying
I'm
that the women
asking
who are
for
trying, you're
clarity
saying
before
that the
you
women
move
who are trying
further.
to dismantle the patriarchy are also the women saying,
This is
I want to
crazy.
stay at home and be a housewife. And that's not correct. The women who are trying to dismantle the patriarchy are working. And the last thing I want to say is that you just said, Fatty, that we can't dismantle, that men cannot leave their gender roles. Black men left their gender roles long ago. You guys
Actually, they
have not
didn't.
been able to provide and protect in the United
Actually, they
States
didn't.
of America. You guys have left those roles long ago.
Actually, they didn't.
And I will say, and I'll
I
hand you
got
this
you, Am.
olive branch, and I will
What?
hand you this olive branch that it is partially because of the consequence of
Yo, 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 man. Okay, did we leave our roles and responsibilities as the man, the leader in America? Do other men feel that way? Because I feel like and this is just me. I feel like she is going off the perception that that old stigmatism or stereotype that, men are all dogs and the majority of men are leaving their women and their kids and whatnot. That stereotype played big in the 90s and early 2000s, but we're way too mature for that, man. Now we know that the majority of the men are actually, with their kids, spending the majority of the time with their kids, even if they're even if the mother and the father are actually living in, two separate households. We know that I would say like 55 to 60% of men are, in marriages or relationships, and then the ones who are not are just chilling by themselves. So, like, for you to say that men are leaving their responsibilities, that's the biggest lie I can think of, because all statistics, current statistics, show the complete opposite. But I digress. I digress. Let's keep going.
The construct of race, but you have indeed left your gender role long ago. You are
So,
Also, I
unable to protect a black woman
so,
in America from a white man. You
so
cannot do
number
it. No
one,
matter how hard you try,
I
you
got you, Em.
can't do it. You
I hear
also
I hear what
cannot
she's saying.
provide in the way that they can because of the
I hear what
economic
she's saying to a
disparities that
degree.
is a consequence of the construct that is race. So we're having this entire conversation trying to be disingenuous, but let's go ahead and be very, very clear. We can go ahead and say that we understand something is a construct while also acknowledging the consequences of it.
Go
okay,
ahead, Am, uninterrupted, and then
so,
Ashley.
so first of all, I don't like olives, so I don't need an olive branch. Secondly, I asked you for clarification. I wanted to know what disparity you was talking about. But because, like a typical black woman, you want to dictate to black men instead of actually having a conversation. When I tried to interject to ask you what disparity were you talking about? Are you talking about the disparity that black people suffer as far as their income? Or are you talking about the disparity that's supposed to be between men and women as far as their income? I guess I'll never get an answer to that because I tried to interject, but you wanted to keep on
Yeah, you could have saved your question
all
for
of
when
that
I
shit,
was
right?
done.
But no, here's the thing. I'm just gonna assume you're talking about the disparity between men and women as far as their income. That has already been debunked 6 ways from Sunday.
Yes,
Okay,
thank
so
you.
we're not even gonna go into that. Now, as far as what you're saying about black men already stepping away from their gender roles, that is a crock of shit. Black men have actually been making more money every
Thank
single
you.
year that has passed. Black men are actually in a better position. The problem is you think black men have stepped away from their roles because
Because you choose the
80% of
room.
y'all want to date the 10% of pookies that ain't
Thank
got shit.
you.
You want to date the
Thank
niggas that want to
you.
lay on your couch and drive your car and drop you off at work and shit. If you actually dated the blue collar men that are out here, the ones that you ignore, the ones that are invisible to you, in their role doing what they're supposed to do. But as the T app has proven to us, y'all like to date the sorry raggedy ass niggas that ain't hitting on shit and then come to the internet and accuse all the rest of us of what they did. So no, you're incorrect about that. Now, as far as going back to the social construct and this entire thing about, oh, well, you're coming into it, we're talking about consequences. Well, life has trade-offs. Everything has consequences. One consequence is when you, as women, decide to step away from the social contract, but still expect men to adhere to the social contract. Society doesn't function correctly. Hence the reason why we're where we're at right now, having this discussion and this disagreement.
Most of the TAP is white women. What are you talking about?
And hold on 1 second.
Oh, now you don't want to be interrupted, though. You wanted to interrupt me? Okay,
Just
cool.
give me one. Just let me just say this last part, and you can interject. Just this last part, and the subsequent gender war that we're in right now. You got it.
Yeah, none of what you said
Hold
actually
on.
addresses
I just gotta say, when she had the floor, she didn't want to interject. Yo,
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
when she had the floor, he was like, "Go ahead." She was like, "I gotta play that back again. Just watch it real quick."
And the
Right.
subsequent gender war that we're in right now. You got it.
Yeah, none of what you said actually addresses anything that I said. right? And I did
You're
answer your
right.
question about what disparity. I was very clear about the disparity. I actually referenced two disparities. I referenced two of them. Secondly, the T app that you mentioned to show that women are dating the same type of men is primarily used by YT women. So I don't see how they're going to
Not
be
true.
Because
able
everything
Not
is used
true.
by everything is used by white people. This is the problem with this conversation,
Okay.
right? So no, 1 second, pretty. Think about it.
You can't use
Black
that.
men can provide.
You can't use that as a indicator because there are more white women in America, of course, than black women. I think the statistics are like as a whole, as far as the black community, we're only like 15-20%. And then, if we break it down as far as men and women are concerned, women's numbers get even lower, so that's not a good argument, but whatever, we'll keep rolling.
By
You're
themselves,
saying
right?
he
No, 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 no.
no.
Pretty, one
You're
second.
interrupting me, and
No,
you
no, no,
said
no, 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 no. I'm interjecting, not interrupting. There's two different things. I'll pass you the microphone.
All
What
right,
you're saying
I
is
don't know if
wrong.
there's really a
Because if
difference on
black
that.
men can provide, so white men, so Asian men, most of Asian men can provide by themselves. Most of white men can provide by themselves. Most of everything like men can be providers by themselves in most communities. It's not just a black person thing. If you come to Europe, most people need two incomes. People can live by themselves. So this is not a black
It's
man
true.
abandon their roles. Absolutely not. Everybody now, the economy is fucked up. Only very few people, very small minority of men actually can provide for a household of three or four. That's the reality.
This is true. For you to actually get a man who can provide and take care of all the bills on his own, that is a hot commodity man. He is definitely a man that is going to be sought after to some degree. With that being said, you guys, we've been rolling for about an hour and 30 minutes almost here. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it on that note. I appreciate you guys for watching. I really want to ask you guys, like straight up, what do you guys think about this? Like, do you guys feel like gender roles, um, as far as when it comes to men and women, are still a necessity? Do you feel like they're still required in this day and age? Or have we gotten to a state in life in America right now where gender roles really don't matter and we're all equal and we should all be able to contribute and take care of ourselves? Like, do you feel like gender roles have no place in the modern day, in modern America today, or do you feel like gender roles matter? I don't know. You guys, let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be updated for all cool new content that's coming out. I'm not going to hold you guys. We are out in peace.